The California sun shimmered across the cracked asphalt of a quiet suburban street. The sound of an old car engine sputtered and coughed, struggling to keep up with the pace of modern traffic. Behind the wheel sat Jamal Rivers, a 17-year-old black teen with big dreams and even bigger determination. His car, a rusty, dented 1971 Plymouth Barracuda, looked like it had been through every storm since the 70s. Paint peeling, headlights fogged, the muffler hanging by a wire. But to Jamal, it wasn't just a car, it was his late grandfather's pride, the last memory he had of the man who taught him what resilience meant. As Jamal turned into a parking lot outside Westfield High, a police cruiser suddenly pulled up behind him, sirens flashing. His heart pounded. "Aw, come on," he muttered, pulling over slowly. Officer Bradley Knox, a bulky white cop with mirrored sunglasses and a smirk that screamed arrogance, stepped out of his cruiser. His hand rested casually on his belt. "License and registration," Bradley said flatly. Jamal fumbled nervously through his glove compartment. Yes, sir. Just a sec. Did I do something wrong?" Bradley chuckled. "Aside from driving a junkyard on wheels? Yeah, son, that thing's a public hazard." People walking by slowed down to watch. Jamal felt every stare. His cheeks burned. "I'm just heading to school, sir," he said softly. "School?" Bradley scoffed. "What kind of school lets you park this piece of scrap metal in front of it? You're trying to impress somebody?" Jamal looked down, gripping the steering wheel. "It's my granddad's. I'm fixing it up." The officer burst into laughter. "Fixing it up? Kid, that car belongs in a museum, the junk kind." Jamal had grown up in a modest neighborhood on the south side of town. His mom worked double shifts at a nursing home. Money was tight, but Jamal didn't complain. He was quiet, hardworking, and obsessed with cars. While other kids bought sneakers, he spent every dime on tools. His dream was to restore his grandfather's Barracuda and open a small auto restoration shop one day. His best friend, Marcus Lee, a cheerful classmate who shared Jamal's love for cars, often helped him after school. "Bro, one day this car's gonna shine like new," Marcus said, tossing a wrench in his hand as they worked behind Jamal's mom's old garage. Jamal smiled, wiping grease from his face. "Yeah, Grandpa always said this ride had soul. Everyone else sees trash, I see legacy." Marcus nodded. "You got that right, legacy over luxury." But not everyone saw it that way. At school, kids teased him relentlessly. They called his car the Rust Rocket. Some recorded videos of it sputtering in the parking lot for TikTok laughs. And worst of all, one of those who joined in the ridicule was Officer Bradley Knox's son, Cameron Knox, a cocky senior who thought he ruled the school. Cameron drove a nafty brand-new BMW his dad bought him for his birthday. Every morning, he'd rev it loudly next to Jamal's old car just to make a scene. "Hey, Rivers," Cameron shouted. "Careful, my car might catch tetanus from yours." Laughter erupted from his friends. Jamal clenched his fists, but said nothing. He just smiled faintly. "It's cool, man. My ride's got more history than your car's got mileage." That earned him more laughter, but deep down, he meant every word. Before we continue this story, make sure to like and subscribe. Weeks passed, and the teasing only got worse. Cameron began recording short videos mocking Jamal's trash car, uploading them online. One video caption read, "POV, you're late to school because your car runs on hopes and prayers." It got thousands of likes. Jamal ignored it. At least, he tried to. But it hurt. Every cruel comment was a reminder that people only saw what was on the outside. One afternoon, while Jamal was working on the car behind his house, a police siren wailed again. He looked up. It was Officer Knox. "Evening, son," Knox said, stepping out. "Got a call from a neighbor, said there's a loud engine disturbing the peace. Guess who that might be?" Jamal stood up straight. I'm sorry, sir. I'm just tuning the carburetor. I didn't think. Tuning it? You mean torturing it? Look, kid, this thing's a safety hazard. I should have it towed. Jamal froze. Towed? Please don't. This car is all I have left of my grandfather. Knox leaned closer. Then maybe you should honor him by junking it. The man deserves better than this junk heap. He scribbled a notice of violation and slapped it on the windshield. You've got 72 hours to move it, or it's gone. And just like that, he walked off. Jamal stood there, fists trembling, watching the red taillights fade. That night, he sat on the porch staring at the Barracuda, tears welling up. "Grandpa, what do I do now?" The old car seemed to answer back in silence, the moonlight glinting off its worn hood. The next day, Marcus found Jamal sitting alone in the cafeteria. "Yo, bro, you good?" Jamal pushed a folded paper across the table. The viliation notice. "They're taking the car," he said quietly. Officer Knox said it's a hazard. Marcus shook his head. "Man, that's messed up. You didn't even do anything wrong." "I guess he just sees me the same way he sees my car," Jamal murmured. "Old, useless, and not worth saving." Marcus leaned forward. "Nah, bro, you are worth saving. You just need someone to see what you see." 3 days later, Jamal came home to find a tow truck parked outside. Officer Knox was standing beside it, arms folded. "Time's up, kid." Jamal's mom, Angela Rivers, rushed out of the house. "Officer, please! My son's been working on that car for years. It's his granddaddy's." Knox interrupted. "Ma'am, it's city code. Can't have unregistered, unsafe vehicles in the open like this. You can appeal it later." Tears filled her eyes as she turned to Jamal. "Baby, is there nothing we can do?" Jamal's heart pounded. "Please, sir," he said, "if I can just show you." Knox smirked. "Show me what? How rust works?" The tow truck operator hooked the car. The chains clinked. Heavy. Final. "Stop!" Jamal yelled, running forward, but Knox blocked him with one arm. "Son, don't make me arrest you for interfering." Jamal's chest heaved. "You can take the car, but you can't take what it means." Knox laughed under his breath. "Kid, meaning doesn't pay for storage fees. Welcome to the real world." As the tow truck drove away, Jamal fell to his knees, watching his grandfather's car disappear around the corner. The next week was a blur. Jamal couldn't focus in class. He barely ate. Then, during lunch one day, something happened that reignited the spark inside him. Marcus rushed up, phone in hand. "Bro, you need to see this." He pulled up a YouTube video titled, "Cops Seize Teen's Rusted Car, but Watch What Happens Next." It was from a local car restoration channel that happened to film at the impound lot. They had posted a clip of Jamal's Barracuda being unloaded, and several comments were blowing up about it. One read, "Wait, that's not junk. That's a '71 Hemi Barracuda. Those things are crazy rare." Another said, "That car's worth a fortune if it's original. Somebody better tell that kid before it's too late." Jamal's eyes widened. "Worth a fortune?" Marcus grinned. "Bro, I looked it up. Fully restored, those cars go for millions. You hear me? Millions!" Jamal's jaw dropped. "You mean my grandpa's car?" "Exactly." Hope flickered in Jamal's chest. "Marcus, we need to get that car back." But that was easier said than done. When Jamal and his mom went to the impound yard, the manager refused to release it. "Sorry, son. Once a vehicle's classified as abandoned or unregistered, it gets auctioned off if not claimed with full fees." "How much?" Jamal asked. The man hesitated. $2,000. Angela gasped. $2,000? We don't have that kind of money." The man shrugged. "Better move fast. The auction's this Friday." Jamal clenched his fists. "Then I've got 4 days to raise it." He left, determined. That night, Jamal worked late shifts at the local grocery store. He washed cars on weekends. He sold his sneakers, his Xbox, anything he could. Marcus helped too, posting about Jamal's story online. The post read, "Help a hard-working teen save his late grandfather's car. It's more than metal, it's legacy." The post went viral locally. People began donating small amounts. Some even stopped by to encourage him. By Thursday, Jamal had $1,700, still short, but close. Then came the shock. Cameron Knox posted a video of himself at the impound auction grinning beside the Barracuda. "Guess who just bought the Rust Rocket for $2K? Thanks, old man Rivers." Jamal's stomach dropped. Cameron had beaten him to it. Jamal rushed to the lot, heart racing, but it was too late. The paperwork was done. The car now belonged to Cameron Knox. Cameron stood there, twirling the keys in his hand. "Relax, Rivers. I'll take good care of Grandpa's toy. Maybe I'll even crush it for content." Jamal's eyes burned. "You can't do that! That car is part of my family!" Cameron smirked. "Should've worked faster. Maybe next time you'll drive something worth owning." He climbed in and tried to start it. The engine sputtered, but refused to turn over. "Figures," he muttered. "Junk stays junk." Jamal walked away silently, but his heart wasn't broken anymore. It was burning with purpose. Because what Cameron didn't know was that inside the glove compartment, beneath the registration papers, was a hidden note from Jamal's grandfather, one that would change everything. Jamal sat alone in his room that night, the dim light from his old desk lamp reflecting off a photo of him and his late grandfather, Harold Rivers. In the picture, Jamal was just a little boy, smiling proudly as he held a wrench while Harold laughed beside him. Tears welled up in his eyes as he whispered, "Grandpa, I tried. I really did." He reached for the small box that held everything his grandfather left him: old keys, a pocket watch, and a folded maintenance log from the Barracuda. As Jamal opened it, a smaller envelope fell out. He'd never seen it before. It read in faded ink, "To Jamal, when you're ready." Jamal's heart raced. He tore it open carefully, revealing a handwritten letter. "My boy, if you're reading this, I know you've been through some trials, but I also know you have the same fire I did. That car out back isn't just any car, it's history. A one-of-one 1971 Plymouth Hemi Barracuda convertible, custom-built for racing. It's worth more than you could ever imagine, but that's not what makes it special. What makes it special is you, because legacy means nothing if you forget where you came from. Keep it safe, son. One day the world will see what I always saw in you." Grandpa Harold. Jamal's breath caught. The world spun for a moment. A one-of-one? Marcus was right. It was worth millions. He jumped up, phone in hand, and called Marcus. "Bro, you won't believe this. Grandpa left a note. That car, it's the real deal. A rare Hemi convertible." Marcus shouted on the other end, "You serious? Those things are like the holy grail of muscle cars." "Dead serious," Jamal said, "but it's in Cameron's hands now." Marcus hesitated. "Then we need proof, something that'll make him and his dad choke on their arrogance." The next day after school, Jamal and Marcus went to the county records office. Jamal handed the clerk the old maintenance log and a dusty envelope with his grandfather's name on it. The clerk squinted. Harold Rivers. Let's see." He typed on the computer, frowned, and looked up slowly. "Well, I'll be. This VIN number matches a vehicle registered in 1971 as a factory prototype. There were only 2 made, and one was thought destroyed." "Destroyed?" Jamal repeated. The clerk nodded. "Well, Until now, apparently. Son, that car is a national treasure. Jamal's heart pounded. Can you print that out? The clerk smiled. Sure can, but you might want to talk to a lawyer. You've got documentation tying that car to your grandfather. That means legal ownership might still be yours. Jamal couldn't believe it. For the first time in weeks, hope flooded back in. Meanwhile, across town, Cameron was in his father's garage, showing off the old Barracuda to his friends. "Bro, why are you even keeping this junk?" one of them asked. Cameron grinned. "Because we're gonna turn it into content. First we film me crushing it with a truck, then post it with a 'Rip Grandpa's Rust Rocket' caption." The others laughed. But as Cameron fiddled with the glove compartment, something caught his eye. A small envelope taped under the dashboard. Curiosity piqued. He pulled it out and opened it. Inside was an old title certificate, the original vehicle title in Harold Rivers' name. He frowned. Harold Rivers. Wait a second. Before he could process more, his father, Officer Knox, entered the garage. "Son, you still messing with that pile of metal?" Cameron shrugged. "Yeah, but look, this was inside it." He handed him the envelope. Knox adjusted his glasses and read it, then froze. "Wait, this VIN number. This is that Barracuda?" His eyes widened. "Do you have any idea what this car is worth?" Cameron blinked. "What do you mean?" Knox stepped closer, lowering his voice. "If this title is legit, and it matches the prototype model I'm thinking of, that car could be worth over $3 million. Maybe more if it's original." Cameron's jaw dropped. $3 million? Knox's tone shifted fast. "We keep this quiet. You understand me?" Cameron nodded, stunned. But across town, Jamal was already on his way, with proof, determination, and the truth on his side. That Saturday morning, the Knox family hosted their neighborhood barbecue. Their driveway was packed, and parked right in front, freshly washed and polished, sat Jamal's Barracuda. Everyone was admiring it. "Wow, I didn't know you collected vintage cars, Officer Knox," a neighbor said. Knox laughed proudly. "Found this gem through a little auction luck. My boy here's got a good eye." Cameron grinned smugly, sipping soda. Then the murmurs began, because through the crowd walked Jamal, his mom Angela, and Marcus, holding a folder thick with documents. The entire street went silent. Knox's smile vanished. "What are you doing here, son?" Jamal stood tall. "Just coming to get back what's mine." Cameron rolled his eyes. "Here we go again. Bro, you lost fair and square." Jamal ignored him. "Officer Knox, that car you towed, it belonged to my grandfather, Harold Rivers, and I have proof that it was never legally transferred, which means the sale at the auction wasn't valid." Knox crossed his arms. "That's not how it works, kid. You abandoned it." "Actually," Marcus cut in, handing over the printed records, "you might want to look at this." Knox snatched the papers, scanning them. Then his face paled. The VIN matched, the title was real, the signature authentic. And worst of all, his badge number was listed in the complaint file Jamal had opened with the Department of Vehicle Misconduct, alleging abuse of authority during the tow. Knox looked up, face tightening. "You went to the DMV and the department?" Jamal nodded calmly. "And the media. They love stories like this." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Angela stepped forward. "You humiliated my son, officer. You took away something that meant the world to him. Now everyone can see what that really cost." Knox swallowed hard. "Look, maybe we can—" But before he could finish, a sleek black SUV pulled up. A man in a suit stepped out, holding a briefcase. "Excuse me," the man said politely. "I'm Alan Stokes with West Coast Classic Cars. We saw the viral post about this Barracuda. May I take a look? Knox hesitated. Sure. Alan circled the car slowly, examining the details, the chassis, the VIN. Then he looked at Jamal. Son, did your grandfather ever mention racing? Jamal nodded. He used to. He said it was a prototype model. Alan smiled. He wasn't kidding. This is one of the last surviving Hemi Barracuda convertibles. Factory prototype, numbers matching, all original. At auction, this could fetch upwards of $4 million, maybe more. Gasps erupted. Cameron's soda slipped from his hand. Knox's jaw dropped. Even the neighbors stepped back in awe. Alan turned to Jamal. Son, if you're interested, our firm would love to purchase it or help you restore it properly. You'd be set for life, kid. Knox stammered. Wait, the car's under my son's name. Alan frowned. Actually, it isn't. Legally, the title is still in Harold Rivers' estate. And based on what I'm seeing here, it rightfully belongs to his heir, which is Jamal. Jamal stepped closer to Knox, his voice calm but firm. You said I was driving junk, officer, that this car didn't belong in your neighborhood. But now it turns out this junk is one of the rarest cars in the world. Knox's face flushed red. He opened his mouth, but no words came. And you know what's even rarer? Jamal continued softly. A man who admits when he's wrong. The crowd murmured approvingly. Cameron tried to laugh it off. Hey man, chill. It's just a misunderstanding. Jamal looked him dead in the eyes. You humiliated me. You made me a joke online. But I learned something. Real worth doesn't shine on the outside. It shines when you know your value, even if no one else sees it. Cameron's smirk faded. Alan handed Jamal his business card. Call me when you're ready. You've got something truly special here. A month later, Jamal's story made headlines. Teen's junk car turns out to be $4 million classic. Alan's team helped Jamal restore the Barracuda to its original glory, gleaming emerald paint, roaring Hemi engine, chrome polished to mirror perfection. Jamal didn't sell it right away. Instead, he opened a small auto shop in his grandfather's name, Rivers Legacy Garage. The first thing he hung on the wall was his grandfather's photo and the letter that started it all. Marcus joined him, helping with customers, while Jamal's mom smiled proudly behind the counter. And as for Officer Knox, he faced disciplinary review after Jamal's report reached the police department. His reputation never recovered. Cameron, he deleted all his videos and quietly transferred schools. One afternoon, a little kid walked into the shop, pointing at the shiny green car. Wow, mister, that's so cool. Did you buy it? Jamal smiled warmly. No, kid, I earned it. The kid grinned. Can I sit in it someday? Maybe when you're older, Jamal said with a wink. But remember this, don't ever let anybody tell you what something's worth, especially when they can't see what's inside. Never underestimate someone because of what they have. Respect people for who they are. True worth isn't about what you own, it's about what drives you. If you want more content like this, then hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our videos. Thanks for watching.